Imagine a fire so intense that a conventional fire engine simply could not handle it. Now picture machines weighing tens of tons, carrying massive water reserves, using extremely high-flow pumps, and built specifically for airports, industrial sites, and emergencies where every second can make the difference. But how far have manufacturers pushed size, power, and firefighting capability when everything is taken to the extreme? Today we are looking at some of the biggest and most powerful fire trucks ever created, starting with impressive machines and working our way up to true giants on wheels. Stay with us until the end, because the final truck on this list is not impressive just because of its size. It belongs to a class of emergency vehicles that very few machines in history have ever reached. Rosenbauer RTX. Austria's Rosenbauer created the RTX to rethink the traditional urban fire engine. Instead of following the classic layout, it was designed with a lower body, a spacious cab, and electric propulsion, while still keeping a diesel engine on board to support longer operations. The system uses 2 electric motors and all-wheel drive, delivering immediate power from a standstill. Driving feels much like using an automatic transmission, without the traditional gear changes of a diesel fire truck, making response smoother and quicker through tight streets, steep ramps, and busy intersections. The RTX is about 24.6 feet long, just over 7.5 feet wide, and can approach roughly 40,000 pounds in gross weight, depending on configuration. It is not the largest vehicle on this list, but it already carries water, hoses, breathing equipment, rescue tools, and everything needed to support a full firefighting crew. Its adjustable suspension allows the truck to lower itself so firefighters can enter and exit more easily, then raise the body when additional ground clearance is needed. Inside, the nearly flat floor and spacious cab make long urban operations much more comfortable for the crew. Another standout feature is how quiet it can be during electric operation. That makes communication easier at an emergency scene and greatly reduces noise during nighttime calls. In crowded cities where maneuverability and efficiency can matter as much as brute force, that is a major advantage. The RTX helped introduce a new generation of fire apparatus, proving that electric technology can work even in vehicles expected to perform under extreme pressure. And if this already feels advanced, the machines ahead are about to get much heavier. Rosenbauer Commander Pumper. The Rosenbauer Commander Pumper moves into a much more traditional style of American fire apparatus, but without sacrificing size or capability. Developed by Rosenbauer for fire departments across the United States, it combines a roomy cab, heavy-duty chassis, and extensive equipment storage for both urban and industrial firefighting. Depending on configuration, it can be equipped with inline 6-cylinder diesel engines producing more than 400 horsepower, along with the high torque needed to move a fully equipped truck that can weigh well over 33,000 pounds. The transmission is typically automatic, helping reduce driver workload during emergency response. Rear-wheel drive is common, paired with a heavy-duty suspension built to carry the water tank, pump, hoses, ladders, and rescue equipment. Some configurations can hold hundreds of gallons of water while their pumps supply several hose lines at once, which becomes critical during larger structure fires. Visually, the Commander stands out with its tall cab, broad front end, and large side compartments. The deep sound of the diesel engine and the weight of the truck give it the presence of a true mobile emergency platform, built to work for long periods without backing down. In service, the Commander can be used in residential neighborhoods, downtown districts, commercial areas, and industrial complexes. It combines water, hoses, ladders, tools, and rescue gear in one package, allowing crews to go to work almost immediately after arriving. The Commander represents the classic philosophy behind large American pumpers: move plenty of water, carry a lot of equipment, and stay dependable under pressure. And if this truck already feels imposing, the next one takes structure and capacity to another level. Pierce Enforcer Pumper. The Pierce Enforcer Pumper is a perfect example of the American approach to large, rugged fire engines built to work hard under pressure. Manufactured by Pierce in the United States, it was designed for departments that need a spacious cab, serious equipment capacity, and a versatile platform for structure fires, industrial incidents, and major roadway emergencies. Depending on configuration, it can use Cummins inline 6-cylinder diesel engines producing more than 400 horsepower, with strong low-end torque to get a heavy truck moving. The transmission is typically an Allison automatic, making the apparatus easier to handle during fast emergency response. Rear-wheel drive is common, along with reinforced suspension components capable of supporting the pump, water tank, and fully loaded storage compartments. Some versions can carry hundreds of gallons of water and use pumps capable of moving well over 1,000 gallons per minute, feeding several hose lines at the same time. Up close, the Enforcer looks massive. Its broad cab, wide body, and large side compartments make it feel like a rolling emergency workshop. The deep diesel rumble adds to that presence, while the interior gives firefighters enough room to ride fully geared and ready to move the moment they arrive. In real-world service, it can respond to house fires, commercial buildings, highway crashes, and industrial emergencies. Its biggest strength is combining water, pumping capability, tools, and crew in one truck, cutting down the time needed to start an attack. If you are enjoying this tour through some of the biggest firefighting machines ever built, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications, because the next trucks move into a much more extreme category. And if the Enforcer already looks like a fire station on wheels, the next machine was built to move water on an entirely different scale. E1 Titan HPR. The E1 Titan HPR takes us into a completely different environment. Built in the United States for airport operations, it was designed to handle aircraft fires, burning fuel, and large runway emergencies where getting there quickly is only part of the job. The truck also has to bring enormous firefighting capability with it. Depending on configuration, the Titan can use a large inline 6-cylinder diesel engine, producing several hundred horsepower and enough torque to move a very heavy vehicle. The transmission is automatic, designed for fast response while allowing the driver to keep full attention on the emergency route ahead. Its construction prioritizes stability, load capacity, and mobility across runways, grassy areas, and access roads surrounding airports. The suspension is heavily reinforced to support large tanks, high-flow pumps, and firefighting equipment without compromising control. Visually, it looks lower and wider than many city fire engines. The forward cab gives the crew excellent visibility, while the large tanks and compartments make it obvious that this vehicle is designed to operate far away from hydrants. In a real emergency, that means arriving with a major supply of extinguishing agent already on board. The real advantage is firefighting output. High-flow pumps and roof-mounted monitors can throw large amounts of water and foam from a distance, which is essential when an aircraft is surrounded by intense flames, and getting too close would put the crew at serious risk. That balance of response speed, carrying capacity, and fire attack power made the Titan a respected name in airport firefighting. And if it already looks impressive on the runway, the next machine raises the stakes in a completely different direction: height and reach. Skylift F-12 HLA. Now the scale changes dramatically because the Skylift F-12 HLA was created to take firefighters to heights that very few emergency vehicles can reach. Developed by Finland's Bronto Skylift, this giant aerial platform can extend to roughly 367 feet, which puts firefighters around the height of a building more than 30 stories tall. Because the system can be mounted on different heavy-duty truck chassis, engine specifications vary. These trucks normally use large inline 6-cylinder diesel engines producing several hundred horsepower, paired with automatic or automated transmissions and enough torque to move a fully equipped vehicle weighing many tons. To support such a massive boom, the truck uses multiple axles, heavy-duty suspension, and hydraulic outriggers that deploy around the vehicle before operation. These supports spread the load across the ground and keep the entire structure stable while firefighters and equipment are working hundreds of feet in the air. The visual effect is incredible. With the boom fully extended, the truck itself seems tiny beneath the structure rising above it. The platform can carry firefighters, hoses, and equipment to high-rise facades, while integrated water systems make it possible to attack fires from outside buildings that normal aerial ladders could never reach. In practical service, equipment like this is valuable at high-rise fires, industrial facilities, and major rescue operations. Its greatest advantage is not carrying massive amounts of water. It is delivering firefighters and equipment to places that would otherwise require far more complicated and time-consuming solutions. The F-12 HLA is a remarkable example of how far firefighting equipment can literally reach. And if more than 350 feet in the air already sounds extreme, the next truck forgets about height and focuses instead on size, traction, and brute force across 8 wheels. Magirus SUPERDRAGON 8x8. When airport firefighting is the mission, the Magirus SUPERDRAGON 8x8 enters the picture as a machine built to attack fire with huge volumes of water and foam. Developed by Magirus in Germany, it was designed for aircraft emergencies where just a few minutes can separate a controlled incident from a major disaster. Depending on configuration, its large diesel engine can produce more than 600 horsepower, working through an automatic transmission for fast response across airport runways. Its 8x8 drivetrain sends power to all 8 wheels, helping this giant move not only across pavement, but also through grass and uneven terrain surrounding the airport. The heavy-duty suspension supports a massive body, large tanks, and the complete firefighting system. Some configurations can carry more than 2,600 gallons of water, along with foam and other extinguishing agents, while powerful monitors can throw large volumes of liquid from a safe distance. From the front, the SUPERDRAGON looks enormous. 4 axles, a wide stance, and a forward-mounted cab give the crew excellent visibility. Fully loaded, the truck can weigh well over 66,000 pounds, yet it still has to accelerate quickly enough to reach an aircraft before flames spread through spilled fuel. In operation, this truck is built for major airports, air bases, and facilities where fires can become dangerously intense within seconds. Its combination of all-wheel drive, large extinguishing reserves, and high-flow monitors turns it into a mobile fire attack platform. And if the SUPERDRAGON already proves what 8 driven wheels can do in a fire emergency, the next machine takes that idea in an even more rugged direction by using a huge military platform as the foundation for a fire truck. MAZ 7310 AA60-160. The MAZ 7310 AA60-160 came from a completely different background than conventional fire trucks. Developed in the former Soviet Union on the massive MAZ 7310 chassis, it took an 8x8 military platform originally built for hauling heavy loads across difficult terrain and transformed it into an enormous firefighting vehicle. This giant used a roughly 38.9-liter V12 diesel engine, producing more than 500 horsepower, enough to move tens of tons through all 8 driven wheels. The automatic transmission was geared more for traction and heavy movement than outright speed, while the 8x8 system allowed it to travel through mud, snow, rough ground, and unpaved areas. Independent suspension and generous ground clearance helped keep the truck moving in places where an ordinary urban fire engine could easily get stuck. The vehicle stretched well beyond 33 feet in length, measured close to 10 feet wide, and could become extremely heavy when fully loaded. Its firefighting version carried a large water tank and pumping equipment mounted onto the military chassis. It was intended for strategic facilities, airports, and industrial sites where the ability to cross poor terrain could be just as important as the amount of water carried. Up close, the MAZ looked more like a military transporter than a conventional fire truck. Its long body, 4 axles, and heavy V12 diesel sound gave it an unmistakable presence, which made perfect sense considering the platform had originally been engineered for extreme-duty military work. That combination of military engineering, 8x8 traction, and massive capacity made the AA60-160 one of the strangest firefighting machines ever produced. And if this Soviet giant already feels excessive, the next truck shows how American fire departments built legends using a very different philosophy. Seagrave Pumper. Few names carry as much history in the American fire service as Seagrave. Founded in the United States in the 19th century, the company became famous for building rugged, durable, highly customized pumpers, with many examples serving major departments for decades. Modern versions can use inline 6-cylinder diesel engines, producing more than 400 horsepower, along with strong low-end torque. Automatic transmissions are common, giving drivers faster response in heavy traffic while keeping the mechanical setup focused on durability, load capacity, and long service life. Rear-wheel drive is typical, supported by reinforced suspension capable of carrying the tank, pump, hoses, ladders, and tools. Depending on configuration, these pumpers can use high-capacity pumps and carry hundreds of gallons of water, supplying several hose lines at the same time. Visually, a large Seagrave is unmistakably American. The tall cab, nearly vertical front end, chrome details, and deep diesel sound create the classic look generations of firefighters grew up with. Every side compartment is packed with equipment, tools, hose, and rescue gear. These trucks are especially familiar in urban departments where reliability and continuous operation matter most. Many older Seagrave apparatus have been preserved by collectors and museums because the company helped shape the appearance and tradition of American fire engines for generations. But as respected as a large Seagrave may be, the final 2 trucks belong to a completely different class. Now we are reaching machines built to fight aircraft fires with amounts of water, horsepower, and sheer size that push fire apparatus into another league. Rosenbauer Panther 8x8. The Rosenbauer Panther 8x8 is one of the most impressive airport fire trucks ever placed into service. Developed by Rosenbauer in Austria, it was built to reach burning aircraft quickly while carrying enormous amounts of water, foam, and other extinguishing agents on a massive 4-axle platform. Depending on generation and configuration, the Panther 8x8 can use large diesel engines producing more than 1,000 horsepower. The transmission is automatic, and the 888 drivetrain sends power to all 8 wheels, allowing a vehicle weighing tens of tons to accelerate surprisingly hard and keep moving even after leaving the pavement. The truck can stretch beyond 43 feet in length, measure close to 10 feet wide, and approach 88,000 pounds fully equipped. Its heavy-duty suspension has to manage all that weight while the vehicle carries more than 2,600 gallons of water, plus hundreds of gallons of foam in certain configurations. Its panoramic cab gives the crew a wide view across the runway, while powerful roof-mounted monitors can throw water and foam over long distances. Some systems allow firefighters to begin attacking the fire while the truck is still approaching the aircraft, saving precious seconds when aviation fuel is burning. That is why the Panther can be found at major airports around the world. Its combination of speed, traction, carrying capacity, and firefighting output has made it one of the benchmark vehicles in aircraft rescue and firefighting. But there is still one machine left. And to beat an 808 fire truck with more than 1,000 horsepower, we have to go back to an era when making emergency vehicles unbelievably large seemed to be part of the design philosophy. Oshkosh P-15 Crash Tender. At the top of this list is a machine that almost seems designed to prove just how enormous a fire truck can become. The Oshkosh P-15 was developed in the United States for the U.S. Air Force and entered service during the second half of the 20th century, primarily to fight major fires involving military aircraft. Its powertrain was every bit as extreme as its size. The P-15 used 2 large V8 diesel engines working together to produce more than 1,000 horsepower. An automatic transmission had to manage all that power while moving a 4-axle, 888 vehicle that could weigh well over 110,000 pounds in operating condition. The truck measured roughly 46 feet long, more than 10 feet wide, and carried a body so massive that ordinary vehicles looked tiny beside it. Heavy-duty suspension and enormous tires were necessary just to support the tanks, equipment, pumping systems, and overall weight. And its firefighting capacity is where the P-15 truly justified its existence. It could carry several thousand gallons of water, along with foam and additional extinguishing agents, allowing crews to attack major aircraft fires without immediately depending on an external water source. The cab sat high between enormous sections of bodywork, giving the driver a commanding view of the operating area. When both diesel engines came under load, the sound and vibration made it obvious this was not a machine intended for narrow city streets. It was built for huge runways, military air bases, and emergencies on a completely different scale. The P-15 became one of the ultimate symbols of the giant military crash tender era. Its size, power, and enormous firefighting capacity made it unforgettable, and surviving examples still preserve the history of a time when fighting massive fires sometimes required equally massive machines. After seeing these giants, it becomes clear that fire trucks can go far beyond what we normally see on city streets. These are enormous, powerful machines built to perform when every second matters. From advanced urban engines to massive 8x8 airport and military fire trucks, they show just how far engineering, power, and firefighting capability can go when the mission is dealing with extreme emergencies. Now tell us in the comments, which one impressed you the most? Which truck would you want to see working in person? And what other massive fire truck deserves a place in a future video? If you enjoyed the video, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications. That tells YouTube this content is worth recommending and helps the channel reach more people. We'll see you in the next video.